Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday, June 30th. Really good to have you with me this morning and good to talk with you. I'm going to pick up a little bit from yesterday and then build on it today with some additional wisdom from the Proverbs. You recall yesterday we left off with this. If we don't trust ourselves at risk, if we don't put ourselves at risk to obey God, there is no trust in God and therefore no peace. There's always a risk involved in trusting God because it means we have to not trust ourselves. And we don't want to take that risk. But when that happens, we don't have any peace because if you can't risk trusting God, you're not trusting Him. There's no risk involved, you're not trusting. And what that means is there will be no peace. And without this peace that comes from entrusting yourself to God, risking your safety to God, there is only stress, anxiety, and fear. And that typifies where we are, sadly, as individuals, most certainly as a country and a culture, and often as a church. So let me go back over briefly the words from yesterday in the Proverbs. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways, desire His presence instead of just acknowledge. Desire the Lord to be with you. Every step you take, every argument you have, every frustration that you encounter, every point where you're tempted by lust, desire the Lord's presence there, and that will give you the smooth path. Then he follows with this next set of verses here, which connect to what I just read. Verse 7, do not be wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord and shun evil. This is what it means to not rely on your own understanding, but fear the Lord. Run away from evil. This is what it means to trust in the Lord with all your heart. And then the second combination here, this will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones, which if you're desiring His presence, this will make your paths straight and smooth. This is not just religious language about stuff to hang a plaque on a wall or, I had a good prayer time or a good devotion. This is about the reality of life. If we're not risking obedience and trusting God over what I think, I cannot find safety. I may think I have, but I won't find it. Bruce Waltke's commentary on this particular section is, a right relationship with God leads to a state of complete physical and mental well-being, not simply the absence of illness and disuse. In other words, we're not just trying to be, okay. We're looking about vitality in our life, which filters down even to my physical being. That's what's being said here. If I'm wise in my own eyes, it affects me physically. It affects my mental outlook. It affects my ability to function. My spiritual life will be in tatters, in shambles, if I'm being wise in my own eyes. Like chapter 4 of Proverbs says, I won't know why I'm stumbling because I'm trying to be wise in my own eyes. That's another way of saying being on the path of the wicked. This is true also not only for individuals, for countries. The northern kingdom of Israel, before the fall, when God punished them and carried them off, was very much like what we are today. Wise in our own eyes, given over to our own desires and pleasures, focused on sexual pleasure and personal pursuit of happiness. God is chastising Israel. He's doing it to us too. Woe to those who call evil good. This is chapter 5 of Isaiah. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And then here's picking up from the Proverbs, woe to those who are wise in their own eyes and clever in their own sight. See, when we follow this path of we think we know what's right and we don't want to risk God, we don't want to risk not having fun or enjoyment. We don't want to risk losing out on what this world tempts us with. We don't want to risk losing out on what we might miss. When we fail to understand, we are being lied to. The world and the flesh and the devil, they lie to us. They say, this is where you're going to be able to be cool and have enjoyment. And that's a lie. So that's where we want to hang on to. That's the truth this morning you want to teach to yourself, to your children, to encourage them. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Do what God wants, because it will impact you in every possible way. From your walk with God to your view of life and to your health, physical, mental, fill in the blank. That's the thought for today. Think about this. Don't be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord. Run to him. Risk everything for him. We'll see you tonight. By the way, we're having a Bible study, Zoom Bible study at church, talking about Will Hunter's sermon on Sunday. Excellent commentary on what's happening today. Check out the church address or message me, and we can get you the link to the Zoom meeting. Hope to be able to see you then. Have a great day. Thanks so much for being here. Bye-bye.